Dear students, in the last class we discussed about typical examples for differential aeration corrosion, in which two typical examples we discussed. One is in a waterline corrosion and another one is in a pitting corrosion. So in which, coming to the first one, pitting corrosion, generally the pitting corrosion it is observed when a dust or oil particles deposited on the surface of the metals. See this diagram. So once any dust particle are deposited in one portion of the metal surface, act as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. So these type of corrosion it is called as a pitting corrosion, in which, coming to the reaction observed in the pitting corrosion, so a anode oxidation reaction it takes place. So whatever the metal portion which acts as an anode, where the oxidation of that metal it takes place, in which that metal it converted into metal ion with the liberation of electrons. At cathode there is a reduction reaction it takes place, it based on nature of the environment, in which whatever the moisture and oxygen it is present, it gaining the liberated electron, it are reduced to hydroxyl ions. Further, whatever the hydroxyl ions it is formed, it reacts with a metal ions liberated at cathode. There is a formation of metal hydroxide layer it takes place. So that metal hydroxide layer it indicates the corrosion. So this is first one, that is pitting corrosion, one of the typical example for differential aeration corrosion. Coming to the another one typical example for differential aeration corrosion, that is waterline corrosion. So coming to the waterline corrosion, so generally waterline corrosion it is observed in a partially filled steel or iron water tank. It is observed in a partially filled steel or iron water tank. For example, consider this is one iron tank and it is partially filled with water up to this level, in which whatever the portion is there nearer to the water line, this portion it is exposed to the less concentration of oxygen, only for dissolved oxygen concentration. Therefore this metal portion it acts as an anode, it undergo corrosion. But whatever the remaining portion is there, the metal portion which is unfilled with water, this portion exposed to the environment, it has a high concentration of oxygen. Therefore, it acts as a cathode, it is unaffected from the corrosion. So, these type of corrosion, it is called as a waterline corrosion. So, this is about two typical examples for differential aeration corrosion. So, what we discussed in the last class. So, after these types of corrosion, next coming to the next another one topic in corrosion, that is factors affecting rate of corrosion. So in the case of factors affecting rate of corrosion, see whatever the corrosion we are observing in the environment, once in any metal it is exposed to the surrounding environment, in which some metals it undergo corrosion very fastly, some metals it undergo corrosion very slowly. It is because of some factors. Suppose you, for example, you take an iron metal as an example. Once an iron metal it is exposed to the acidic medium, the iron metal it undergo corrosion very fastly. Same way, once an iron metal it is exposed to the alkaline medium, it undergo corrosion very slowly. It is because of pH of the medium. Like that, suppose any metal, once we are going to expose the corrosive environment, it undergo corrosion very fastly, sometimes it undergo corrosion very slowly because of some factors. So therefore, there are two types of factors affecting rate of corrosion. First one is in a metal due to primary factors. First one is primary factors. Second one is secondary factors. these are the two types of factors which affect the rate of corrosion. Because of these two types of corrosion, some types of factors, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very fastly, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very slowly. In which, coming to the first one, primary factor due to the metal. There are some factors due to the metal also which affect the rate of corrosion. In which, coming to the first one, that is nature of metal. First one is nature of metal. Second, another one is area of anode and cathode. Area of anode, and another one is in a cathode. And another one is nature of corrosion product. Nature of corrosion product. Nature of corrosion product. See, these are the three factors which affect the rate of corrosion due to the metal, that is primary factors. So coming to the second, another one, that is a secondary factor which is due to the nature of environment. Nature of environment. So in this nature of environment also, there are three example. One is in a temperature, and another one is in a pH, and another one is in a conductivity. See, these are the secondary factor which affect the rate of corrosion. Due to these factors, sometimes whatever the metal we are exposing to the environment, it undergo corrosion very slowly. Sometimes it undergo corrosion very fastly because of these factors. One is a primary factor, that is due to the metal. For example, nature of the metal means whatever the metal having its own nature. For example, in which position it is present in the galvanic series. Second, another one is whatever the electrode potential it has. On the basis of that also, sometimes metal it undergo corrosion very slowly, sometimes the metal undergo corrosion very fastly. Second, another one is area of anode and area of anode. So according to electrochemical theory, we know that once any metal exposed to the environment, formation of some portion of anodic area and cathodic area it takes place, in which how much anodic area it is formed and how much cathodic area it is formed. On the basis of that also, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very fastly, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very slowly. Next, another one, that is in a nature of corrosion product. Generally, whatever the oxide layer it is formed on the surface of the metal, that oxide layer it is referred as a corrosion product, in which whatever the nature that oxide layer having, on the basis of that nature of oxide layer also, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very fastly, sometimes the metal it undergo corrosion very slowly. This is first one, primary factors due to the metal. Nature of metal, area of anode and cathode, nature of corrosion product. Coming to the second, another one, that is secondary factors. So the secondary factor, it is mainly due to the environment. In the environment also, there are some factors which affect the rate of corrosion, in which first one, that is temperature. Second one is pH. Another one is conductivity. These are the three factors due to the environment which affect the rate of corrosion. It's a clear. Next one, that is factors affecting rate of corrosion. There are 6 factors, 3 from primary factor, that is due to the metal. Next one, 3 from secondary factor, that is due to the environment. Because of these 6 factors, whatever the metal we are exposing to the environment, it undergo corrosion very fastly and it undergo corrosion very slowly. It's a clear. So this is next one topic, that is factors affecting rate of corrosion. For 6 or 7 marks they will ask, explain the following factors affecting rate of corrosion. Any 3 they will give out of this 6. So in which, coming to the first one, nature of metal, how nature of metal affect the rate of corrosion. So first one is nature of metal. So coming to the first factor which affect the rate of corrosion in primary factor, that is nature of metal. Nature of metal. So in which first one, position of the metal in the galvanic series. Position of the metal. Position of the metal in galvanic series. In galvanic series. In galvanic series affect the rate of corrosion. Affects the rate of corrosion. Affects the rate of corrosion. First one. Galvanic series means it is an arrangement of metals on the basis of their study. On the basis of the corrosion of the metal, there is one arrangement of metals is there. So that table it is called as a galvanic series, in which there is a zinc metal, it is top, then there is an iron, then there is a magnesium, then there is a tin, then there is some alloys, etc. Metals are arranged, in which whatever the metal it is there in higher in the series, that metal it undergo corrosion very fastly than the metal which is lower in series. This is first one. Second, another one is, suppose a metal having low electrode potential, metal having low electrode potential, metal having a low electrode potential, metal having a low electrode potential, undergo corrosion fastly, which undergo corrosion very fastly, undergo corrosion fastly than metal having high electrode potential. High electrode potential. This is another one due to nature of the metal. First one is position of the metal, which is position of the metal in the galvanic series. It decides the rate of corrosion. Suppose a metal it is present higher in the galvanic series, it undergo corrosion very fastly than the metal having in a lower in series. First one. Coming to the second, another one point, that is in a metal having in a low electrode potential undergo corrosion very fastly than the metal having high electrode potential. Suppose whatever the metal having in a low electrode potential, once it is exposed to the environment, it undergo corrosion very fastly than the metal having in a high electrode potential. For example, you take metals like metals like one is an iron, another one is a magnesium, and another one is a zinc, etc. Once these metal it is exposed to the environment, these metals are having a low electrode potential. For example, iron having minus 0.44 and zinc having minus 0.76. So once these metals are exposed to the environment, which undergo corrosion very fastly because it has a less electrode potential and it readily undergo oxidation reaction when it is exposed to the environment. But you take a metals like one is in a copper and another one is in a tin and another one is in a titanium and another one is in a vanadium, etc. Once these metals are exposed to the environment, these metals are having a high electrode potential. Because of that, these metals cannot undergo reaction easily once it is exposed to the environment. Therefore, these metals act as a cathode and unaffected from the corrosion. It's a clear first one, nature of metal. Is it clear for you, nature of metal? If they will ask the nature of metal, these 2 points you need to write down with example. That is, first one is position of the metal in the galvanic series decides the rate of corrosion or affects the rate of corrosion. Second one is metal having low electrode potentials undergo corrosion fastly than the metal having high electrode potential because Low electrode potential metals undergo reaction very easily, quickly than the high electrode potential metal. For example, metals like iron, magnesium, zinc undergo corrosion very fastly than the metal copper, tin, titanium, vanadium, platinum, etc. Because these metals are having high electrode potential, therefore it undergo corrosion very slowly than these metals. It's a clear first one, nature of metal.
Yes,
After
sir.
this nature of metal, coming to the second, another one factor which affect the rate of corrosion, that is nature of corrosion product. So generally, whatever the oxide layer formed on the surface of the metal, that is called as a nature of corrosion product. For example, you take an iron metal. For example, take an iron metal. For example, take an iron metal. Once an iron metal exposed to the environment, it undergo corrosion. There is a formation of iron hydroxide layer. It takes place. So this is an oxide layer. So this oxide layer, it is called as an corrosion product. It is called as an corrosion product. Corrosion product. It's a clear. Or you take a magnesium metal. Once magnesium it is exposed to the corrosive environment, it undergo corrosion very fastly than the metals having low electrode potential. Therefore, the oxide layer it is called as a corrosion product. Or you take another one example, copper. Once copper it undergo corrosion, there is a formation of cupric oxide layer. It takes place. That cupric oxide layer also called as a corrosion product, in which whatever the nature having the oxide layer, nature of the oxide layer also sometimes affect the rate of corrosion, in which there are two types of oxide layer it is formed, two types of oxide layer it is observed. One is whatever the oxide layer is there, that oxide layer it is, that oxide layer is see here, whatever the oxide layer formed on the surface of the metal, when it is exposed to the corrosive environment, it is called as a corrosion product, in which there are two types of corrosion product it is observed. First one is the corrosion product is insoluble in nature. The corrosion product is insoluble, stable, non-porous, and non-conducting in nature, or it is stereometric. Once the corrosion product is like this, that is, one is insoluble in nature, stable in nature, non-porous in nature, non-conducting in nature, and it is stereometric in nature. That that oxide layer, it acts as a protective film on the surface of the metal. Therefore, it prevents the corrosion at that level only. Suppose whatever the oxide layer is there, that oxide layer, it is soluble in nature, it is unstable in nature, it is porous in nature, it is conducting in nature, and non-stoichiometric in nature. It acts as a non-protective film on the surface of the metal, and it continues the corrosion until metal is destroyed. So this is the two cases in the nature of the corrosion product. In the nature of the corrosion product, in the nature of the corrosion product, there are two types of oxide layer it is formed. One is oxide layer it is, first one is oxide layer. First case is oxide layer it is insoluble in nature. that is insoluble in nature. Second one is if it is stable in nature. Next one is it is non-porous in nature. Suppose it is non-porous in nature and it is non-conducting in nature, or it is non-volatile in nature. Suppose the oxide layer having these type of characteristics: insoluble, stable, non-porous, non-conducting in nature, that oxide layer acts as a protective film. It acts as a protective it acts as a protective layer on the surface of the metal. Therefore it prevents the corrosion at that level only. It prevents the corrosion at that level only. For example, you take an aluminium metal. Once aluminium metal it undergo corrosion, there is a formation of aluminium oxide layer it takes place. Here whatever the aluminium oxide layer it is formed, this aluminium oxide layer, it is insoluble in nature, it is stable in nature, it is non-porous and it is non-conductive in nature. Therefore, it acts as a protective film. At that level only the corrosion of the metal it is stopped. Means here the metal cannot destroyed completely. But the second another one case is whatever the oxide layer it is formed, that oxide layer, suppose it is soluble in nature, it is soluble and it is unstable in nature. Suppose it is unstable and suppose it is in a porous in nature and suppose it is in a conducting in nature and it is non-stoichiometric or it is volatile in nature. These type of oxide layer, it acts as a non-protective film on the surface of the metal. Non-protective layer on the surface of the metal. Because of this non-protective nature, it continues the corrosion. It continues the corrosion until metal destroyed. Until metal destroyed. For example, you take an iron metal as an example. Once iron metal exposed to the environment, it undergo corrosion. Initially, there is a formation of iron hydroxide layer. It takes place. Correct now? Here, whatever the iron hydroxide layer it is formed, this iron hydroxide layer, generally it is soluble in nature, it is unstable in nature, it is porous in nature, and it is conducting in nature. Due to these types of characteristics, this iron hydroxide layer having ability to undergo further corrosion, having ability to undergo further corrosion. Therefore, this iron hydroxide layer reacts with moisture and oxygen. There is a formation of iron hydrated oxide layer, Fe2O3, 3H2O. Hydrated ferric oxide layer it takes place. This hydrated ferric oxide layer indicates the complete loss of iron metal. That is because of nature of corrosion product. It's a clear. Second, another one, nature of corrosion product. Here also there are 2 points. If they will ask nature of corrosion product, you need to write down these 2 points, in which initially you need to write down oxide layer formed on the surface of the metal referred as a corrosion product. In which first one, if corrosion product is insoluble in nature, stable in nature, non-porous in nature, non-conducting in nature, it acts as a protective film or protective layer, prevents the further corrosion of the metal. For example, aluminium, titanium, platinum, etc. For example, here you take aluminium metal. Once aluminium exposed to the environment, formation of aluminium oxide layer takes place. This aluminium oxide layer prevents the further corrosion because it is insoluble, stable in nature. It cannot undergo further reaction with environment. But whatever the oxide layer formed is soluble in nature, unstable in nature, porous in nature, non-conducting in nature, conducting in nature and volatile in nature. That oxide layer acts as a non-protective film. Therefore, it continues the corrosion until metal destroyed. For example, metals like iron. Once iron undergo corrosion, initially iron hydroxide layer formed. These iron hydroxide layer called as a corrosion product. These iron hydroxide layer, it is unstable, soluble, porous in nature. Therefore, it has ability to undergo further reaction with moisture and oxygen. Therefore, it continues the corrosion and it will form hydrated ferric oxide. This hydrated ferric oxide indicates the complete loss of iron metal. That is because of nature of corrosion product. Is it clear for you? Any doubt in this? Any doubt you can ask now in this nature of corrosion product or nature of metal. These two are very, very important. If they will ask nature of corrosion product, you need to write down these 2 points. Is it clear for you, nature of corrosion product?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt in this nature of corrosion product, you can ask now. This is second, another one primary factor which affect the rate of corrosion, that is nature of corrosion product. Any doubt in this nature of corrosion product?
No, sir.
So after this nature of corrosion product, coming to the next another one. Is area of anode and cathode. So according to electrochemical theory, we know that once in any metal it is exposed to the environment, any metal it is exposed to the environment in the presence of conducting medium, there is a formation of anodic area and cathodic area takes place on the surface of the metal, in which whatever the how much anodic area and how much cathodic area it is formed on the surface of the metal, that area of anode and cathode also affect the rate of corrosion, in which there are 2 cases. Sometimes there is a small anodic area and large cathodic area it is formed. Sometimes there is a large anodic area and small cathodic area it is formed. These are the 2 cases. First one is smaller the anodic area, larger the cathodic area. Second one is larger the anodic area, smaller the cathodic area. These are the 2 cases which is observed when a metal it is exposed to the corrosive environment. In which, coming to the first one, if a metal formed the smaller the anodic area and larger the cathodic area, more is the rate of reaction, means increases the rate of reaction or faster the rate of corrosion. Suppose second one is, if metal formed larger the anodic area, smaller the cathodic area, lesser will be the rate of corrosion. Lesser will be the rate of corrosion. These are the 2 cases. For example, you take in a metal, one iron metal. For example, this is one iron metal. This is an iron metal. On the surface of this iron metal, I coated a tin metal. Complete tin metal, it is deposited in these areas. So this is a tin metal. So in this iron and tin metal, iron it acts as an anode, tin it acts as a cathode. But in this portion, see in this portion, the iron metal it is not, sorry, tin metal it is not coated. So that indicates what? There is a smaller the anodic area. Smaller the anodic area. Smaller the anodic area. So once in a metal having in a these type of smaller the anodic area, larger the cathodic area. There is a increasing in accumulation or gaining of electrons at the cathodic area increases because it has a larger amount. Therefore, it increases the anodic reaction at the anodic region. Therefore, metal it undergo corrosion very fastly, means rate of corrosion increases. This is example for first one, that is smaller the anodic area, larger the cathodic area, increasing in rate of corrosion because of when a metal having in a larger cathodic area, there is a gaining of electrons or accumulation of electrons at the cathodic region, it increases. Once in a gaining of electron, it increases at the cathodic region, it increases the anodic reaction also. Due to increasing in anodic reaction, metal it undergo corrosion very fastly. For example, broken coat of tin on the surface of iron metal. See here, this is one iron metal. On the surface of this iron metal, tin metal, it is coated, but in this portion it is not coated, it is broken. So that indicate there is a small anodic area. Once in this way, smaller the anodic area, larger the cathodic area, it is formed. Gaining of electrons at this cathodic region increases, therefore it increases the anodic reaction, therefore increases the rate of corrosion. This is first one. Coming to the second, another one, that is larger the anodic area, smaller the cathodic area, lesser will be the rate of reaction. For example, you take, see this is one tin metal. This is one tin metal. See on the surface of this tin metal, there is an iron metal, it is deposited. See this is an iron metal, it is coated on the surface of this tin metal. So it indicates what here? There is a smaller the cathodic area. Smaller the cathodic area. Once in a smaller the cathodic area, it is formed on the surface of the metal, and there is a larger will be the anodic area. Gaining of electron at the cathodic region, it decreases. Due to decreasing in gaining of electron at the cathodic region, decreasing in the anodic reaction also takes place. Once anodic reaction it decreases, it decreases the rate of corrosion. Decreases the rate of corrosion due to decreasing in anodic reaction. It's a clear. Second, another one. Next, another one primary factor which affect the rate of corrosion, that is area of anode and cathode. That is,
Yes.
this is about first one primary factor affect the rate of corrosion. One is nature of metal, another one is nature of corrosion product, another one is area of anodic and cathodic. Means anodic and cathodic areas. In which if they will ask this one, that is nature of the metal, you need to write down these 2 points. One is in a position of the metal in the galvanic series decides the rate of corrosion. Second one is in a metal having lower the electrode potential undergo corrosion fastly than the metal having high electrode potential. With this example, you need to write down examples. Metals like iron, magnesium, zinc corrodes faster than copper, tin, titanium, vanadium, etc. First one, that is nature of metal. These 2 points you need to write down with example. If they will ask in a nature of corrosion product. You need to write down these 2 points. Generally, oxide layer called as an corrosion product, in which if the corrosion product is insoluble, stable, non-porous, non-conducting, it acts as a protective film, prevents the further corrosion. Example, metals like aluminium, titanium, platinum, chromium, etc. If the corrosion product is soluble, unstable, porous, conducting, volatile in nature, act as non-protective film, continues the corrosion until metal destroyed. For example, metals like iron, magnesium, zinc, etc. Take iron as example. Initially, iron hydroxide layer it is formed. It is unstable in nature. Therefore, it undergo further reaction with moisture and oxygen. Formation of hydrated ferric oxide takes place. This hydrated ferric oxide indicates the complete loss of iron metal. But here aluminium metal cannot form, but there is an oxide layer, it is formed, but aluminium metal cannot destroyed. Here iron metal is completely destroyed because of nature of that oxide layer. This is second one. Coming to the next another one, that is area of anode